December 1816. Sparfields. Henry Hunt was due to address the crowd. Before the speech itself there was a carnival atmosphere. But before the speech, a few of the crowd broke into a gun shop and started rioting. They seized weapons and marched towards the Tower of London. This lasted for several hours. They called for the reform of the government and the lower of taxation. This picture shows the Houses of Parliament. They received over 700 petitions in 1817.
10th of March 1817. A crowd gathered in Manchester where they organised a protest march to London. In London, a petition would be handed to the regent. This demanded parliamentary reform, the abolition of Corn Laws, and the reintroduction of habeas corpus. In this event, there was around 300 marchers. Marchers were stopped by troops at Stockport, even though they planned to get to Manchester. There was some fighting and one man was killed. Parliament passed an act that made it illegal to have a meeting with more than 50 people. Large gatherings now became very hard to infiltrate. Spies and informers were one of the main techniques used. The spies were a good technique to use because, in one way, once the rebels were caught, they would be caught red-handed.
June 1817. Pentridge Risings. The famous government spy Oliver infiltrated a group of discontented workers in Derbyshire. He led them to believe that if they marched on Nottingham, then they would be the start of a rebellion. In June 1817, about 200 men with pikes, forks and flares marched to Nottingham. When they arrived, they were met by troops. Following a trial, the leaders were hanged and 30 were transported. One of the men said, "This is the work of the government and Oliver."